So this is the operation this is one, and we're discussing about Simplex. My name is Azka Sakinah to guide you how to solve the problem with Simplex method. So this is the case to maximize the Z value for x1 and plus 2x2 with the constraint as stated on the PPT, but this is not the standard form yet and we should make it to standard. So this is the standard form to maximize the Z. So what should we do first? We should adding the x value, but it's in another name, like in the problem there are x2 and we should adding another x value with different name, so we can put x3, x4 and x5 to the side of the equation. And don't forget to write again the coefficient of x3, x4 and x5, and the coefficient is 0. And we know that x3, x4 and x5, of course with the x1 and x2, is more equal to 0. So from the previous equation before, we can know the basic variable. So the basic variable is x3, x4 and x5. So with deciding, then we know that x1 equal to x2 equal to 0, and also we can gain the basic feasible solution. x3 is 2, x4 is 3, x5 is 2, and we put each x to the equation z value, and we add it like this for 0 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0. Yeah, we multiply each s to the coefficient and we plus and we total it. So this is the exercise to determine the standard form. You can do it yourself. So the general steps to determine the basic feasible solution with given a basic solution which is x1 equal to x2 equal to 0, x3 equal to 2, x4 equal to 3, x5 equal to 2 with z equal to 0. Simplest method of checking whether it is possible to get a basic solution better with a larger z value. Inspection is done by first checking if the current solution is optimal. So after we adding the z value, we can know which one is the better solution with the larger z value. And this is the exercise to determine the initial solution. So based on the method in the exercise 5a, you can see solution. So how to revise the initial basic feasible solution? So if the solution is not optimal, the simplest method to find a solution feasible basis neighbor or adjacent basic feasible solution with a value greater z. A basic feasible solution neighbor is different from the solution feasible basis. Is only appropriate when the variable base. Okay. How to determine the initial solution? So the first step is make one of the variables into a variable non-base basis and making any non-base variables into a variable base. So the problem is choosing a solution base and non-base exchange solution provides maximum improvement in the objective function value. Okay. So in the feasible solution basic, variable base can have a positive value, and also variable non-base always has a value of 0. Okay, it's important. And make a non-base variables into a variable basis is equivalent to raising the value of 0 to positive. So we have to so if we want to make a non-base variables, we have to raising the value of 0 to positive not 0. Okay, so the general steps to still revise initial basic visible solution. So of course the choice to be made is to determine the non-base variables which can provide improvements in the value of z. This is done by raising the value of the variable non-base into one unit and check the change in the value of the objective function z. So now we are trying for variables which one log base z or their value increase. So we want to increase one unit to non-base variable in x1. Okay, so this is like the x1 equal to 1. So the x2, oh sorry, I mistyped this. So this must be the, okay, this is the x2. So what if x3 is 1 and yeah, sorry, I cannot mistake. So this is the, yeah, x1, this is x2, this x3, this is x4, and this is x5. I'm so sorry. So this is if you want to increase on it, we put the example in x1 by name the x1 is 1 and put it to the equation, and we can just find the objective function value z. 4 multiplied by 1 plus 2 multiplied by 0 plus 0 multiplied by 1, and etc. And we can know another delta z is the new delta z, and the 4 minus 0 equal to 4. So if you are kind of forget which problem that we have to solve, you can see on this, yeah. Okay, so also we have to increase the x2, right, not only the x1. So the same way with previous, but yeah, but this is the x2 that we have to increase. Okay, and yeah, okay, so we get not the new delta z is 2. So how to comparing between alternative variable log base for most of the increased value z. Z positive change for x1 and x2. It was concluded that the value of z may be raised. So if the z value is positive, that it can be concluded that the value of z can be raised. So not the what should I say? Not the fixed solution, but we can raise it. So because of change in z for x1 is greater than x2, then change z to raise x1 is a better choice. So because we have to find, because the case problem is to maximize, so we have to pick the higher value rather than all of the answers. So and previously we find that x1 is 4, right? So we have to pick that one to be a better solution or better choice. So to what extent x1 can be raised? If so, maybe you should wondering until when, until what extent that x1 can be raised. If x1 is increased, then the value of the variable base, such as x3, x4, x5, going down, and its value must be non-negative in order to remain variable. So this is the exercise 5c to find v and b to v. V and b is variable non-base to transform into variable base. So if we doing this each exercise, we can find and we can try ourselves how to find it. Okay, sorry for the technical mistake. I thought it is already in English. Okay, so comparing, it's still the same chapter with other, and so, and the conclusion is the changing of z positive for x1 and x2 is, it can be concluded that the value of z can be raised. Okay, so I'm so sorry, this is the same slide as previously. Okay, sorry. Just like it, and this is deciding the increasing value which can do to find the variable which is out of the basis. So if the constraint till what extent x1 can be raised is with putting the value of x3, x4, and x5 equal to 0. So same with like what I said before. We can put if x3, x4, and x5 is 0, we can take a conclusion that the x1 is 2, right? And automatically become 2, and x1 at the second equation is automatically become 3. Okay, but because there is no x1 in the third equation on the x5, so we can conclude that x1 is infinite. So the conclusion is maximum increase x1 equal to minimum 2.3. So the minimum is 2. So this is determining variable base exchange and on basis. Variables enter the base x1 equal to 2 by entering a value. x3, x4, x5 is 0. Yeah, it's same like previously also. So if the x1, this is another case, like if you want to increase, if you want to increase the x1 to 2, okay, then we can know which one is the non-variable basis. And as well, the non-variable basis is the one who got 0, right? And sorry, and so this, you can know the x3 is become 0. Okay, oops. So if you want to switch the matrix, the shape matrix, well, like it's changing rows, and we have to minus the first and the second row. I mean, sorry, row 2 minus the first row. So we can, okay, yeah, okay, so this from the equation x1 plus x3 equal to 2, x1 plus x2 plus x4 equal to 3, x2 plus x5 equal to 0, equal to 2, and we minus with the rows, and it can go with x1 plus x2 equal to 2. So the second equation, the x1 is missing, and the plus x2 minus x3 plus x4 equal to 1, x2 plus x5 equal to 0. So the x1, x4, x5 is basic, x3 and x2 is non-basic. So this is another exercise to do the pivot operation to get a new coordinate system. Yeah, with the same case problem, you can do the pivot for new canonic. Okay, so now we can find a solution or iteration 2 with the repeating process to exercise 5. Okay, so after we are doing all of that before, we can go to the next step. Is after we refound by default previously with the increasing in x2, increasing in x1, right? And again, so now we increasing the x2 with 1 unit. So we put simply the x2 is equal to 1, and the x1 from the first equation, so x1 equal to 2, and if x2 is 1, x4 equal to 1, so because we have to make it balance, and x2 is already found 1, and another x5 is also 1 to become 2, okay, and etc. And we put the equation and the value to the z equation after input 4 multiplied by 2 and plus 2 multiplied by 1 and etc. We find that the z value is 10. And so to change the value of z for increase of 1 unit x2, so previously the value of z is 8, and so now we can minus the current value of z with the previous value of z, so 10 minus 8 is 2. So resuming the previous step, so this is to suppose that the basis variable x2 is increased into 1 unit, so we can put simply the x2 is 0. Yeah, this is the equation that with the reducing row with canonic system previously, okay. And after doing the same way, like putting and finding another variable x and putting to the value of z, we can know that previously the value of z is 8, so we can reduce it by 5, the current value with the previous value. 5 minus 8 is minus 3. So don't forget, you can see the case problem on the upper side, so in case you. So after comparing between alternatives variable base for most of the increased value of z, so we are already increasing the value of z, right? So we have to comparing between them. So z change positive sorry, for the next x2 and x3, it was concluded that the value of z may be raised. Because of change to x2, z makes the z value the better, then raise x2 is a better choice. To what extent the x2 can be raised? If x2 is increased, the value of the variable base x1, x4, x5 going down, and its value must be non-negative in order to remain viable. Okay, so it must be non-negative in order to remain viable. It should be non-negative. So after doing the exercise, yeah, we can do the another exercise from 5G to 5G. Okay, I know you can do it. Fighting. So determining the value improvement that can determine variables that are outward based. So limit increase to x2 by entering a value s1, s4, s5 is equal to 0, s1 is equal to 2, s2 plus s4 equal to 1. Okay, so we can know the x2 is infinite, s2 in the second equation is 1, x2 in the third equation is 2. So the maximum increase in x1, so we find the minimum value that already been being counted, and the minimum value is 1. And okay, the x3 will become the variable non-variable basis. So changing matrix exchange according with variable basis. Okay, this is step like before that we are doing the canonic system by reducing the row 2 and row 1. So after that we can know which one is now the current basic and which one is non basic. Okay, so after trying for variables, which one log, base, set, or delta increase. So this is the same, exactly the same way with previously that we make it simple that x3 is 1, and what is another variable x1 in the first equation. So if the x3 is 1 become 1, and also the same with others. So how to make it the same solution if the x3 is 1? That's the point actually. And first we can put it the objective function value to see it, the z value, and after that we minus it to current z solution with the previous z solution. So the delta z is 8 minus 10 equal to minus 8. So after, yeah, this is when we doing it again to the variable x4 that increasing 1 in it, and we know that after calculation we know that the z value is become 8, and we can know the current value minus the previous z value. So 8 minus 10 is, so comparing between alternative variables z is for most of the increased z value. So the negative z change to x3 and negative for x4 is conclude that the z value cannot be raised because it cannot be raised again. The candidate value is the optimal value in the case of estimation. So we can know that x1 equal to 2, x2 equal to 1, x3 equal to 0, s4 equal to 0, s5 equal to 0, and the maximum and optimal z value is 10.